Thank you for coming. Both the driver who hit me and Ashley share some blame for the affair and accident. But Mike was definitely the worst for trying to hide everything and deny all the responsibility. If Ashley hadn't told me the truth, we couldn't have held Mike accountable. That's the one thing I'm grateful to her for.
Hey, Sarah, your mother-in-law's at a neighborhood meeting today. Come make me lunch.
Good morning, Bob. I'm so sorry. I can't today. I have work. Could you maybe order takeout or grab something from the store? I'm too busy today.
Linda's gone too much these days. It used to be that she'd never leave the house without my permission.
That's not true. She's always been involved in community projects. She has meetings she needs to attend.
You have another meeting? Third one this week.
She told me she's helping organize the community garden project. It's important to her.
Since when does she care about gardens? Waste of time if you ask me.
She's mentioned wanting to do this for months. She's excited about growing vegetables. It's good she's excited about doing something she's passionate about.
Wait, what? What did you mean by work? Aren't you a housewife?
As I've mentioned before, I work from home. I have deadlines today, so I really can't make it. I've told you many times before, but you keep on forgetting about it.
Never heard of a daughter-in-law too busy to help the family.
I understand you need my help, but my work is important too. I can't just change my priorities.
What kind of remote work needs deadlines? You should focus on family duties. You can always finish your work later.
No, I need to finish this. I'm a project manager. These are client deliverables that need to be finished today. It's really important.
Project manager? That's a man's job. You're not fit for something like that.
That's an outdated view. Many women are project managers now. We're not in the 70s anymore, Bob.
If you're working from home, you can come here. Just do your work at my place.
That won't work. Between travel time and cooking, I wouldn't be able to get any work done. You have to think about these things.
Just bring your laptop. Simple solution.
I need my second monitor and proper desk set up to work effectively. It's hard to work without those things.
You managed last week when I needed help with the TV remote. Why can't you do that today?
That was different. It was after work hours, and Mike came with me.
Mike's too soft on you, letting you work instead of taking care of your family. I wonder what's gotten into him.
He supports my career. That's what good husbands do.
Working from home means you can work anywhere, even here at my office. Why can't you? You're probably not even really working, just making excuses because you don't want to come and help me.
That's not true. Even if I came over, I wouldn't be able to work because I'd be cooking. Plus, it takes an hour round trip. We're not exactly neighbors. I can't just drop everything when you call.
When I was your age, I'd drive 2 hours to help my parents.
Different circumstances. You didn't have remote work deadlines, but I do.
When I was working, I always made time for my family, no matter how busy I was.
You had a different type of job. I have online meetings and deadlines. The things we have to do are completely different.
Online meetings? With who? Other men?
With my team and clients. Gender isn't relevant here. It's work. Everyone's professional here.
You're my son's wife, aren't you?
Yes, I am, but...
Then it's your duty to serve your father-in-law. Think just because you don't live with us, you don't have to take care of me?
Bob, we've discussed this before. I have my own household and career to manage.
In my day, daughters-in-law knew their place. No one would argue with their father-in-law.
You're perfectly healthy, Bob. If you needed care due to health issues, I'd help out. But asking me to cook when you're capable of making your own meals doesn't make sense.
So you're saying I should cook for myself like some bachelor? Is that what you're telling me?
Being able to prepare your own meals isn't a gender issue. A grown man should be able to do that.
I raised my son better than this. He should control his wife more.
Mike respects my career. He supports my choices, and he understands when I'm busy.
That boy's gone soft. Must be all that modern nonsense you've filled his head with.
He makes his own decisions about what's right.
Sarah, you're really getting too big for your britches. You've been married to my son for months now. You're seriously lacking awareness of your duties as a wife. Linda started serving my parents properly right after we got married. My mother said that's how it should be.
Well, I'm not Linda or your mother.
And that's the problem. Modern women have no respect. I can't believe what I'm hearing from you.
Respect is earned, Bob. It goes both ways. Gender has nothing to do with it.
Linda knew her place from day one. She never complained about cooking or cleaning.
Times have changed. Women have careers now. You gotta move with time, Bob.
Don't lecture me about modern times. I need lunch. dinner you made. I told you I hate vegetables. Don't make garbage I can't eat. Get back here and make it again.
What's wrong with the stir fry? I made it just like you asked.
When did I ever ask for broccoli?
You said you wanted chicken stir fry. You're the one who told me. That's why I made it.
There's broccoli in it. I specifically said no green vegetables. You know I hate them.
You said no spinach. You didn't mention broccoli.
They're all the same. Get back here and make something else. I'm hungry.
Bob, I'm on the train already. Besides, I came all the way over to cook for you. Please, just eat it.
You knew exactly what you were doing, making something I can't eat.
I spent 2 hours cooking that meal. The sauce is your favorite.
It's your fault for making inedible food. Make something better. You were eating fine when we went to restaurants before. You said you can make them. Why can't you make decent food at home?
Restaurant food is different, and you seem to enjoy my cooking on Mike's birthday.
That was different. Today's food is awful.
The only difference is your attitude.
A professional chef is different from an amateur cook. You're really just a contrary woman, aren't you? How did you end up so disrespectful? Your parents must have done a terrible job raising you.
Leave my parents out of this.
Well, they clearly failed at teaching you proper respect.
My mother taught me self-respect. There's a difference.
Self-respect? Is that what you call disobedience?
I call it being my own person. I have respect for myself.
You're not your own person. You're my son's wife. That means you need to listen to me whenever I need your help.
I'm both, and I'm done with this conversation. I don't need to listen to you.
Then learn to be more obedient. And if coming over is such a hassle, you should just move in. You were supposed to live with us after marriage anyway, but you went and decided to live separately without my permission.
We discussed this before the wedding. Mike and I wanted our own place. That's why we didn't move in with you.
You mean you wanted your own place? Mike never complained about living here before.
Mike was the one who suggested we get our own apartment. He insisted on it.
No, it was a decision you made without consulting me. You forced Mike.
We're adults. We can make our own housing decisions. I never forced Mike to do anything. He wanted this as much as I did.
You poisoned my son's mind with this independence nonsense.
He's capable of making his own choices.
Living together was the plan from the start. You changed it out of nowhere.
Your plan, maybe, not ours. It never was.
You think you know better than generations of family tradition?
Living together was something you decided on your own. We never agreed to that.
What kind of daughter-in-law refuses to live with her in-laws?
A modern one with her own career and life. I'm not a robot.
All my friends' children live with their parents. It's tradition.
Times have changed, Bob. Most couples want their own space nowadays.
Your generation has no family values. How disrespectful.
We have values. They're just different from yours. That doesn't make us disrespectful.
Different? You mean selfish.
Having boundaries isn't selfish. It's important, even for families.
Stop talking back. You really have no awareness as a daughter-in-law. You've even forgotten you're a woman.
Being a woman has nothing to do with where we live.
A woman's place is with her husband's family.
A woman's place is wherever she chooses to be, and with those that respect them.
Of course it does! A proper wife lives with her in-laws. Enough talk with the word respect.
That's an outdated view. You should really change your perspective.
It worked for generations for my family.
Just because something is traditional, it doesn't make it right. Gender has nothing to do with this, and I am aware of my duties as a wife. To my husband only. A wife's first duty is to her husband.
You think marriage is just about you and Mike? What about family duty?
Our primary duty is to our own household.
You're tearing this family apart. Can't you see what you're doing?
No, we're building our own life.
Being a wife isn't just about serving your husband. You have to serve his whole family unconditionally. That's what marrying into this family means.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that rule. News to me.
Your sarcasm shows your true character. You're a terrible wife to my son.
And your demands show yours. I'm not a terrible wife, and I know that.
Don't get smart with me. Linda never talked back like this. What's the matter with you?
I'm not Linda. I won't pretend to be. I won't let you walk all over me.
You should learn from her example. Try to be more like her.
No, thank you. I'd rather be myself.
Be quiet. Well, now you know so you can start doing it, right?
First, could you explain why I would be required to do this?
Because that's how things work. That's how they've always worked.
That's not a real explanation.
Tradition is explanation enough.
Not for me, it isn't. You need to explain it better than that.
It's just how things have always been in our family. Why did my son marry someone like you? It's given me a headache. Like I said before, if you don't start listening to me, I'll make him divorce you.
You keep threatening divorce like you control Mike.
I'm his father. Of course I have control.
Mike makes his own decisions. He is not a baby anymore.
Does he? Let's see what he says when I cut off his inheritance.
Money doesn't control everything, Bob.
You don't have the authority to make divorce decisions.
We'll see about that.
Sarah, it's past 7. What are you doing? Did you forget today's yard work? The weeds are overgrown. If you don't come soon, it won't get done today.
It's 7 a.m. on a Saturday, Bob. Why are you making nothing into a big deal?
The sun's already up. We're wasting daylight.
She complained. You just never listened.
Then why divorce now? If she could handle it before, she can keep handling it.
That's exactly the problem. You think she should just handle it forever. That's not fair to her.
What else is she gonna do? She's never lived alone.
And whose fault is that? Are you serious? She's divorcing you because she can't handle it anymore. She's tired of being your slave.
Slave? This was just normal living?
Doing everything while you did nothing. That's not normal.
I provided for the family!
Your version of normal is very different from everyone else's. You need to realize that.
Oh, Linda left. I'm starting to understand how arrogant I've been.
Are you really? Or are you just saying that to get her back?
No, I mean it. I see now.
What do you see?
Do I really have to get divorced?
Yes, that's what Linda wants. If you refuse, she'll take it to court. She's kept a diary of all your awful behavior over the decades. It's plenty of evidence, and while it might take longer, you'll end up divorced anyway.
She kept a diary about me? And my behavior?
Yes, every incident, every demand, every insult.
I can't believe she'd do this to me.
You did this to yourself. You drove her to it.
No way! I'm gonna be alone? How am I supposed to live? I need Linda. Who's gonna do the housework?
Welcome to adulthood. Time to take care of yourself.
You will. You're gonna do it for me.
What?
I can't. I've never done it. I don't know how to.
That's because you dumped everything on Linda. Housework, childcare, everything was her responsibility. Whenever she spoke up, you'd shut her down, saying, "You're just a woman." That buildup led to divorce. If you're really sorry, change your values. You need to change.
But I'm too old to change.
Then you'll be living alone.
I can't do it right away. I don't even know where to start.
Nobody knows at first. Everyone figures it out eventually. It just takes time.
Then, Sarah, you come take care of me. That much you can do, right?
After everything you've done? Really?
Because you're my son's wife.
You really don't get it. You haven't learned anything. Being your son's wife doesn't obligate me to be kind to you. I may not have suffered as much as Linda, but you've treated me terribly since I married Mike. I won't do things just because I'm a woman or a daughter-in-law.
But family should help family.
You lost that privilege.
What am I supposed to do then?
I'm getting Mike and telling him how you have been towards me. We're both cutting ties with you.
You can't turn my son against me. Hey, Madison, where are you right now?
Hello, Mr. Wilson. I'm currently on my lunch break. Is there a problem?
When did you leave?
About 20 minutes ago, after the client meeting.
Outside the office?
Yes, I was on my way back from the client meeting and thought I'd grab lunch while I was out. Was there a problem with that?
Did you clear this with me first?
I didn't think I needed to since the client meeting ended early.
Everything needs to be cleared with me, always.
I apologize. I thought it would be fine since we finished ahead of schedule.
That client meeting ended 45 minutes ago. What's taking so long?
There was a backup on Main Street. I thought it would be more efficient to get lunch now rather than make a separate trip.
Oh, okay. How did the client meeting go?
It went very well. They agreed to all our proposed terms.
And you didn't think to tell me this immediately if it was that good?
What do you mean? I sent you the meeting notes right after.
It was not your call to make. You should have checked with me first.
I understand. I'm sorry about that. Should I return to the office now?
I just checked with reception. They said you left at 11:30.
Yes, that's correct. The meeting ended earlier than scheduled, like I said earlier.
So you've been gone for over an hour?
No, just about 45 minutes, including travel time.
And you didn't think to report back to me immediately about that?
The traffic was quite heavy coming back, so I decided to use the time efficiently. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal.
That's not how things work here. You should know this.
I made sure all my morning tasks were completed before leaving.
That's not the point. Who handles your performance reviews?
You do, Mr. Wilson.
Exactly. So when I ask where you are, I expect an immediate response. You need to learn the chain of command here. Everything goes through me. This is nothing new, Madison.
But I did send you the meeting summary by email. You should have gotten it. You can double check.
I don't care about emails. I want direct communication. Got it?
Should I call next time instead?
Don't get smart with me now. That's not the point. I need to know where my employees are at all times.
Okay, I understand. I'll be more communicative in the future.
You should have come straight back. Client meetings aren't an excuse for extended breaks. Exactly.
We implemented it during last week's team meeting.
Who approved this rotation system? Because I sure didn't, so who did?
We developed it during last week's team meeting. Everyone agreed it would help maintain coverage while allowing breaks. We thought we were helping each other make it a little bit easier.
So you're making decisions behind my back now? You think you don't need to ask me anymore? That you can all make your own choices?
Not at all. We thought it would improve efficiency. That was all.
You've been here 5 minutes and you're already trying to change how things work?
The team thought it would help with...
When exactly was this meeting? When did this happen?
It was on Tuesday afternoon, during our weekly team sync.
You mean the meeting I was stuck in traffic for? That's when you all decided this?
Yes, Sarah led the meeting since you weren't able to make it. She did really well.
So you went over my head.
That wasn't the intention at all.
Did you even try to reach me?
We sent you the meeting minutes.
Who told you to make decisions like that? Always trying to act smart instead of focusing on your actual work. You keep making stupid mistakes but have time to slack off?
I'm sorry, but I did get permission from Sarah about stepping out, so I really didn't think it was a big deal.
Since when does Sarah make these calls? You think she has authority over me?
No, of course not. She's the team lead, so I thought...
Did she tell you she could override my authority?
No, she was just trying to keep things running smoothly and efficiently.
Sarah is too soft on women. You should watch out.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Getting pretty cozy with her already, aren't you?
She's been helping me learn the systems. She's the one who's been training me and helping me with everything.
Oh yeah, I bet she has.
She's very knowledgeable about our procedures. She's been here for a long time, so I thought it was good that I was learning from her.
Stop trying to change the subject. You really don't see it? She always takes your side.
It's not just with me. She treats everyone fairly.
Sarah's in her mid-30s, single, no men in her life, only nice to other women. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't see how that's relevant to work.
Oh, it's very relevant, all right. She might be into you, if you know what I mean.
That's an incredibly prejudiced thing to say. Sarah is kind to everyone, regardless of gender. I think you're misinterpreting things. You shouldn't assume things.
You're new here. You don't know the office dynamics.
I've observed enough to see that she's professional, and she's very good at what she does.
Professional. That's one way to put it. Don't lecture me about how to interpret things. I saw how she defended you in the morning meeting. It was pretty obvious.
She was explaining my work on the project. She was not defending me.
Getting comfortable with her having your side all the time, aren't ya?
She was just explaining the new filing system I implemented. I apologize if it came out differently than what we intended.
You mean the system she approved without my input? She didn't even tell me about it.
The team agreed it would help with workflow.
Another system? How many things are you trying to change around here? And all without my permission? Do I not exist anymore?
It's already improved our efficiency by 30% already. That's a huge difference.
Says who? Sarah? She told you that?
The metrics show clear improvement. We can see exactly how much it improved.
Those numbers mean nothing. You're just trying to show off. Stop making up excuses. You think impressing Sarah will help your career?
This isn't about Sarah or impressing her. It's about improving our work processes so we can all work efficiently.
Everything's about Sarah with you. I've known her since we started here. She's not interested in men, trust me.
That's really not appropriate workplace discussion. We should stop talking about this, really.
She's been here 8 years and never seen her with a guy. Not for lack of trying on my part.
That's not something you should be spreading around. This is very inappropriate.
What? It's common knowledge. Everyone knows this. I'm just looking out for you. Wouldn't want people getting the wrong idea, you know?
There's no wrong idea to get. You should really stop talking to me about this.
Just facts. And what's with you defending her so much? Are you into that too? Both of you?
This conversation is inappropriate, and this has nothing to do with work. I just don't feel comfortable talking about this.
You're liking it, right?
Please stop making these inappropriate assumptions.
You started it by being so defensive. What's wrong? Did I hit a nerve?
I'm just trying to maintain professional boundaries. These things should not be discussed, especially during work hours.
First you waste time with unnecessary systems, now you're talking back to me? How dare you? Do you know who you're talking to?
I'm not talking back. I'm trying to keep things professional. The conversation was getting too inappropriate.
There's that word again, professional. You think you're better than everyone else?
I'm just trying to do my job efficiently. That's all I want to do, to make it efficient for everyone else too.
By cozying up to Sarah, that's how you do it?
No, by implementing useful systems.
There you go again with that attitude. Why are you giving me an attitude?
What attitude? I'm simply explaining my work and what we have implemented.
You're getting real mouthy for a new hire. You're the most irritating one we've ever gotten. Been here almost a year and still don't know your place? How dare you talk to me like that?
I understand I'm still learning. I'm sorry if I said anything to upset you. I just want to stay professional.
Do you? Because all I see is attitude right now. You think because Sarah likes you, you can do whatever you want? Is that so?
That's not it at all. I never said that. You're the only one who's saying things like that.
Do you know what happened to the last person who challenged me and gave me an attitude?
I'm not challenging you or giving you an attitude.
Are you not? Because it seems like you think you can change everything around here without consulting with me first. Like you own the place or something. That's challenging me if someone asks me.
I'm just trying to contribute positively to the team. Is there something wrong with that?
By undermining my authority? By going behind my back with Sarah? Do you think that's right?
That wasn't my intention at all. You're coming up with all these scenarios that are not true at all.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. All I need to hear is sorry and I understand from you. Instead, you keep making excuses and saying things I didn't ask for.
I apologize if I've overstepped. I just wanted you to understand what I was saying.
If? There you go again. You think you're so factory in the middle of nowhere. Given what I've done, I guess I should be grateful I wasn't fired.
I see. You seem relieved.
You don't seem surprised. The thing is, this transfer, they mentioned your name in the meeting. Several times, actually. You have connections upstairs, don't you? Did you put them out to do this? Is this all happening because of you?
I just focus on my work.
There's something you're not telling me, isn't there? This isn't just about Sarah or your mother, is it?
What makes you say that? Interesting how you've brought that up.
They mentioned the Parker family. What did you do exactly? Who's the Parker family?
Does it matter?
Of course it matters! Please, I need to understand what's happening. Madison, please, if you talk to them, maybe they'll cancel the transfer. You're my only hope. I can explain everything, I promise.
Can you? Are you sure about that?
I know I've been tough on you, but it was for your own good. I was trying to prepare you for the real world.
By harassing employees, that's your way of preparing them?
Wait, your father? You're that Parker? You're Richard Parker's daughter? The CEO's daughter? This has to be a mistake. This can't be right.
No mistake. You've got it all right.
But you've been here almost a year. Why didn't you say anything? That's not entirely fair. I was just trying to maintain discipline as your boss.
By spreading rumors about Sarah, saying all those inappropriate things?
You have to understand my position.
Your position of power that you abused? That position? It's called harassment, if you didn't know.
Harassment? That's a strong word. I was just being thorough. I was trying to help you. Look, you don't understand the pressure I'm under. Managing isn't easy.
Neither is being terrorized by your boss.
Terrorized? That's extreme. I know. I really regret it. I regret everything I've told you and said about Sarah and your mother. We can work this out. I can change my management style. I promise. I'll change and make it up to you.
Now that you know who I am, you want to change all of a sudden?
Oh, really? I've learned my lesson. I had no idea you were... If only I'd known, everything would have been different.
That's exactly the problem. Do you not see it?
This is all just a misunderstanding. I was trying to help you grow. You have to believe me. I never had malicious intentions.
That's exactly the problem. You shouldn't treat anyone this way, regardless of who they are. What you've done is just wrong.
You're right. Absolutely right. I see that now. Let me make it up to everyone, including you. I'll apologize to Sarah.
If you were truly sorry, you wouldn't be asking me for favors. You spread rumors about Sarah, mocked her for being single. Aren't you single too?
That's different. Men don't have to worry about that stuff. I mean, that came out wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Really? Still with these attitudes? Excuses?
I didn't mean... I was just joking around. You just took it the wrong way. Can't you take a joke? This is all being blown out of proportion.
Like how you blew up about my mother's hospitalization when she was about to die? When the doctors were even scared about her life?
That was different. I was under stress. You gotta believe me.
That kind of assumption is exactly the problem. Plus, I heard you only targeted Sarah because she rejected you? I heard about your stalking behavior too. It's crazy.
Stalking? I just asked her out a few times. She was sending signals. You don't understand office dynamics. I wasn't rejected. I just felt bad for her being lonely. Why else would I go for someone like her? She should have been flattered.
Is that what you tell yourself? How sad.
You don't understand how things work.
Sarah was never interested in you in the first place, and I've talked to the former employees who quit, heard all about the impossible demands and verbal abuse caused by you.
They're exaggerating. David couldn't handle the pressure. These millennials are too sensitive. When I started, we worked twice as hard. That's ancient history anyway. David left without saying anything, so why bring that up now? He wasn't cut out for corporate life.
Or maybe he couldn't handle your abuse.
Abuse? I was motivating them.
Some people can't speak up. New hires often don't know who to turn to.
I was just trying to toughen them up. That's what management is about. Someone has to maintain standards. You can't coddle everyone. I was just trying to help.
Is that what you call harassment?
Listen, I can change.
Look, I'll give you advice. Apologize to everyone you've hurt. Maybe that will help with your transfer. I could even work under you if you do.
You mean that? You would help me? I can change, I promise. Just give me another chance. Please, please help me out here. I'll apologize to everyone who quit. Just please put in a good word about the transfer. Having someone with my experience on your side would be valuable. I know all the company's systems. Think about what I could teach you.
No thanks. Having someone like you around would only hurt the company. I was actually hired specifically for your department because it had the highest turnover rate for new employees. The company knew you were a problem, but without concrete reports or evidence, they couldn't take action.
But I can change! I'll prove it! You don't understand what this will do to me! My career is everything!
Like how you ruined others' careers?
That was different!
No matter how much you beg, I won't pretend your horrible behavior never happened.
My career will be over. This isn't fair. I worked so hard to get here. Please, Madison. Please, I'm begging you. Don't abandon me. This transfer might as well be getting fired. I finally got somewhere in life, and now this? Think about my reputation.
What about the reputations you destroyed?
Give me another chance. I'll do better. I'll make it up to everyone. I'll change everything about my management style.
Your demotion is well-deserved. Stop trying to weasel out of it.
What about my family? My reputation? I have a mortgage to pay. This will ruin everything I've built.
You should have thought about that before terrorizing your employees. Good luck with the meeting with HR. Goodbye. Mr. Wilson was eventually transferred to a subsidiary company in a rural area. While he wasn't fired, the demotion and relocation were probably as devastating as termination for someone with his ego. He lost his manager position and is now just regular employee Brad Wilson. The head office apparently gave strict instructions about monitoring his behavior, so he's probably not able to act as arrogantly anymore. If he causes any more problems, he'll be terminated for real. I hope he'll focus on his work this time and stop hurting others. The company didn't fire him immediately because they wanted him to apologize to everyone he'd hurt. The condition for keeping his job was personally apologizing to each person he'd wronged. While this might not completely heal the damage he caused, it's at least some form of restitution. My father, the CEO, is accompanying him to apologize to former employees who quit because of him. The department is much brighter and more positive now that he's gone. Sarah got promoted to his position as manager, and she's doing a great job. I'm sure the work environment will keep improving. Though I'm still new, I'm learning a lot from my supervisors and colleagues, and I'm committed to contributing to the company's success. Now that things have settled down, I can start processing my mother's death. It will take time, but I'm not alone. I'll get through this with my father and the rest of my family.